Joining us now is Alex Traiman, CEO of the Jewish News Syndicate. Welcome, as always. Israel responded to the horrific attack on October the 7th, and I think most people, Alex, understand that. But has Israel's objective changed now almost 600 days in terms of control over Gaza?
Marni, thanks for being here. And yesterday we celebrated the liberation of Jerusalem and Jerusalem Day, an anniversary of the Six-Day War. And everybody wants there to be a Six-Day War, and yet here we are in a 600-day war. I think for the Prime Minister, the operational goals haven't changed. It's just that he was a lot coyer about stating what those goals were to the international audience when the Biden administration was in power. But I think early on, the Prime Minister said that Hamas will be defeated, both as a military power and as a political force. And yet we still see that Hamas operates militarily and as the political force in Gaza. And so the Prime Minister's goals haven't changed. But unfortunately, for many different reasons, the campaign is dragged out over a long period of time.
How important are the hostages remaining in the ceasefire talks right now?
Oh, I mean, this is the paramount reason for having the ceasefire talks. If there wasn't hostages, maybe the war would have been ended a long time ago. If not, then the Prime Minister would just go until Hamas was completely eradicated. The only reason that the Prime Minister is willing to consider any sort of ceasefire right now is to get back the hostages. And while there have been reports that Hamas accepted the Witkoff proposal and it's Israel standing in the way, both Israel and Steve Witkoff had said that the counteroffer made by Hamas was nothing like the offer that Steve Witkoff for the Israelis have put on the table.
Is there any assurance that taking control of 75% of Gaza, though, would eradicate Hamas? Wouldn't they just pop up somewhere else?
Well, that's what happened in the first round of the offensive. Israel would move into an area, would take control, and then they would move to the next area. What happened is that Hamas would regroup and go back to the same areas. And we saw that the IDF soldiers would have to go back into cities like Jabalia over and over again. Now there's a new chief of staff. Now there's a new president of the United States who's given Prime Minister Netanyahu a green light. And what Israel's doing is going into territory, taking control of it, and moving all of the population to the south. Also, it's setting up its own humanitarian distribution points such that Hamas is not getting their hands on any of the aid. So Hamas and all the Palestinians are going to be squeezed into about a quarter of the territory, which is going to ensure that Hamas cannot take control of the other 75% of the territory that the IDF will be in control of.
But I mean, even as it stands, I mean, before all of this happened, I mean, Gaza was just packed with people. If you put all of the Palestinians into this small area, I mean, how many people are we talking living in? How big of a place?
Well, you're definitely talking about over 1 million people. I believe that the estimates that there were 2 million people there are overblown, but you could be legitimately talking about 1.5 million people. But you have to understand that their houses are destroyed. It's not like they're being pushed out of buildings that people can inhabit. And quite frankly, you're going to have to move people out of the area in order to destroy what's already destroyed, but to clear it out. And the Prime Minister has been pretty clear in recent weeks that he wants to follow what he's calling the Trump plan, which is a plan to resettle at least hundreds of thousands of Gazan citizens voluntarily outside of the Gaza Strip.
Is he losing support from some of the European allies in Britain, France, Canada, and Germany have criticized Israel's operations in Gaza so far? And how necessary is their support with Israel's current plan?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, France, UK, Canada, Germany, all expressing severe criticism for Israel and potentially laying the groundwork for economic sanctions against Israel. The UK, for example, Israel's #2 trading partner. So it's not a partner that Israel really feels that it can afford to lose. But at this point in the war, the feeling is that Netanyahu wants to complete the job that he's set out to accomplish. And as long as he has the backing of the United States, he's going to move forward with that. And it is clear that the operational plans, the timing, this is all being coordinated with the United States. It's being fought with weapons that are being provided by the Trump administration, weapons that the Biden administration had withheld. And at this point, the Prime Minister is going to go all the way with this unless Hamas comes forward with a deal to release all of the remaining hostages. That could bring about not only a temporary ceasefire, but even potentially a permanent ceasefire.
Yeah, tomorrow, again, marking 600 days since this conflict began. Alex Traiman, thank you as always.